screen, right? What do you? I just pull it up here.
The AI
Never
thing, yeah.
heard.
Because me that man I love sitting there no being gay. I love
Yeah,
like medieval shows or whatever. Anything
I
medieval.
do too. I
Are
do
my
too.
favorite thing them there.
Yes,
So
I do
me
too.
on Facebook I see this medieval like I say, oh this like a new movie. It's a
Yeah.
medieval movie. So more see it for say if it good and for say more go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, me watch it and I like it. But me see like something say AI. So me start read the comments. And them people them are saying in the comments say, oh AI I get, you know what I mean, so good now, like AI can make movie like so it's like actually a storyline and the AI make it into a
Movie.
movie.
Mm.
And the people them look like a real people.
Mm.
But them say
Mm.
medieval sometimes people, you know, they know
Yeah,
them
yeah. The
like them
characters, the
sword
way
and
they move.
whatever. Yeah, so
And
and
the
this so
movie
AI they
was
know come say
AI.
I mean I say, yo, that means actors in a trouble, The actors in a
Yeah.
trouble because if AI can make a whole movie, you know what I mean, all you need is a storyline and make a whole
But
movie.
remember, Kawango, I think it was 2 years ago or so, the Actors Guild protested against AI movies and how they would function, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
came to agreement that their jobs will always be protected then, right?
Okay.
The
Okay. Yeah, it
content
has
from
to.
AI shouldn't affect their
Movie.
jobs. Yeah, yeah. Especially movie making that
But
they
who
promote in theaters and
but
stuff.
where though? Where?
In America, I'm talking
In
about.
America.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
remember you
In
have a lot
America.
of a movie industry
Yeah,
all over
yeah,
the
yeah,
world,
yeah. Elsewhere in the
Not
world,
maybe
I'm
not
guessing they will
everybody
come to the same
not
type of
everybody go on to
agreement, though.
that. You know?
Yeah,
Maybe not everybody go on to that.
maybe, maybe
Well,
to,
what them have to do,
to
what them have
preserve
to
the
do is them have
integrity
to
of the art,
They should do,
right?
they should.
them
They
have to
should.
Yeah, yeah. To preserve that integrity, yes, they should.
them have to go something there. Them have to go come up with innovative ways moving forward. Because
Yeah,
you can't go disregard the impact of AI go up on all of these industries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at even music, right? When you check music, I remember when them come out with Napster, and then you start download music for free and all of that stuff. It kind of crippled the music industry. What they did was them they kind of took the focus out of the music from the sales and put it somewhere else. So now instead of rely upon sales, them rely upon streams.
right,
You get what I'm saying?
right.
So
Mm-hmm.
if the movie industry can come up with a way of dealing with that, then they might be able to survive. But this is a
But I think they
direct
have
threat.
though. If we
Okay,
look at
well,
how movies are made, we know they have, right? You look at some of these movies that come out, they use the AI interactive with humans, right?
mm-hmm.
So I think going forward, they'll
That's
figure out ways
mm-hmm.
to implement it into the whole system, which they have been working on
Okay.
doing. So I don't think the actors are really going to be in that much of a trouble. Like you say, is how you work with the technology that you have.
We go be in trouble, brother.
Hey, you
Because
think it's trouble?
once you have a medium where a person can just go use an AI. Cause remember, brother, you have a lot of people where they try to get their creation out, But
Yeah.
because of whether it be the doorkeepers or gatekeepers as them call them, or accessibility to these things or whatever, they don't get an opportunity to. Now you have a script, you have a piece of work, and you want to produce it into a film, and you can plug that into AI, and AI can generate a visual. So it will take now the written word and create it into visual, right? Then a lot of people go use that, and people wanna have no um legal
We,
ties
we,
to
we
these
and
industries.
they have been, right? Because like you just point out this Rasta monkey thing, which I never knew about,
Mm-hmm.
people are going to be using it to the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, what I'm saying to you is it's not going to affect those who doing the art because it's always going to have that place for human art, right? It's going to still be authentic then. So it's not going to affect them in that manner. Meaning, The more you
Yeah,
create,
authentic.
because the more you create using this AI, it's gonna reach different peoples around the world, different places. People gonna gravitate towards it. That is absolutely true. But the art itself, I think, is gonna evolve together. It's not gonna be one going ahead of the other. Then, in that sense, so an actor is still gonna be an actor. In other words, his position doesn't change.
Yeah, we know that fire, but what we
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
saying is
I'm not sure.
the kind of reward what them
Mhm.
get from this art form
No,
go
yes.
cut. That's what me
Right.
I
Yeah,
say.
that could
Right.
be
So
a
but
possibility,
that's what they're
a possible
talking about.
outcome.
That's what they're
Right.
talking about. They think they're not talking about the art form, they're talking about them reward.
Mhm.
And that's the truth, So I mean I said them have to come up with ways so like wait me know it, them have to go back to like live stage and
Right.
try
Theater.
them for
Theater.
yeah, try
Yeah.
for re
But I'm
re
glad you say that, right?
mm-hmm.
Because you look at um different countries around the world, and I use Nigeria for example, right? You know how they went back to this traditional form of fighting boxing, right? The
Mm-hmm.
traditional way they used to fight from tribal days and thing, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know that's becoming a big thing in Nigeria right now, right? It's on the
Mm-hmm.
rise because people want that authenticity that
Mm-hmm.
connects them to the ancestry, to the land. So that's coming back then. So
Mm-hmm.
things like that too might propel because of its rarity. If you don't have actors or you have limited amount of actors, stage performance, like you said, live performance might be one of the things that will become on the rise.
Yeah,
Become
you have
something
to.
that's yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's one of the only ways
Maybe
we
not,
can say this I don't know AI thing.
right.
maybe not on the rise, but it will be in demand, and you'll have to pay
Done, yes.
a decent price because you don't have a lot of it
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're paying a decent
because the
price
craft has
now,
died
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the craft has died out. Nobody is taking on these craft anymore because as we evolve and things and time change, that is
Mm-hmm.
what people are moving towards. And we're gonna look at a few examples. We used to have the post office,
Mm-hmm.
and people used to send mail, and the mail would take weeks, probably sometime months, based on where it is traveling from to reach its destination. And then we have the internet, which a lot of people really didn't take on to when it just came out. But over time, we realized the internet is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And we were able to send messages within seconds. By the press of a button, you can send a message. We did have some text message from the phone. People never used to like send text message because it was cumbersome and it wasn't so user friendly. But as the phone them evolve and BlackBerry come in and people start ping BlackBerry messages, you find that every other phone now have to come up with different methods of making them text more user
User friendly.
friendly. And the user friendliness of it lead to what we have now, touch screen phone. We don't even have buttons anymore on the phone. We just have touch screen and it go on. So the technology is going to change. Those who cannot adapt and those who don't have these traditional skills as we know them will move into the new frontier because that is where it is going. AI is here to stay. It's not gonna stop. So those people will get on with that. But you have to treat it with a bit of salt, a pinch of salt. And when I reason with my youth, I send them these funny jokes of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Entertainment and Sports, Babsy Grange and Andrew Wallace, a dance. He wasn't impressed. And the main reason why he wasn't impressed is because it's AI. And he said, "Dad, do you know it's AI generated though?" And I said, "Yeah, but it's funny to see this,
Because
because
you
you
don't have
don't
that
normally see
connection
them
to
in
those
these
people.
situations."
You don't have that connection
Yeah,
to those
not
people.
not
That's why
only
I don't
not
get the humor
only
out of it.
no, not only to those people, not only to the people. He's saying that because the dance is funny. And he'd rather look at the real people doing the dances than looking at an AI generated person doing the dance. But the art will become precious, it will become valuable. For example, an artist who is painting and a man want a painting, in painting are going to become valuable. And he can be able to charge what he want because it's in demand.
Mm-hmm.
And people want that authenticity, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that connection with the artist himself. So that makes a difference to a lot of people. But there's a place for it. But in the grand scheme of things, a lot of profession is gonna be wiped out. And I saw one that they started testing autonomous trucks. So
What's that?
the trucks, these freight liners, these kind of trucks that you have in America, they started testing these kind of trucks in some areas now. The autonomous truck, where the truck them drive by themselves.
Autonomous. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Self-driving.
What me say?
They've been testing those, as a matter of fact,
Self-driving.
Lando Lakes, right? Lando Lakes have had autonomous vehicles on the road doing long or cross country delivery for a while.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of like warehouses. There are no people in these warehouses anymore. And you see the warehouses the shelves are being stocked. They've been moved around by roads and things like that. So a lot of jobs are gonna be wiped out, and people will have to basically reskill themselves to really fit in to the grand scheme of things, you know?
Yeah, man, is a way where, but then this is just a next step in it's just a next step in evolution, and to see how adaptive humans are, because
Absolutely.
we've created these quote unquote industries to meet our needs, our wants, and now it is a threat by some of the very things that we've created. So a lot of people are going to lose their um, sources of income to these things. So now it's up to them to come up with new ways, new ideas of doing this in terms of meeting their needs and wants. But I just see us going forward to the, like you talk about the authentic, the original, see it, because you can't go around the earth. So any kind of evolution or technology will go try to go around the earth, them thing they can't last, because eventually you have to come right forward to the earth. You see me? So you know, if they follow these trends and move with these trends, what we have to do is just get closer to the earth and to nature. You get me, I say? And that we have to do.
Mhm.
Because the reality is, who the closer to nature and who the closer to the earth, them are going to be the ones who survive. You see me?
That are the perfect balance, you know, brother. That is the perfect balance. So if you are not in tune with nature in the time and space, you have to find say you too charge. And when you too charge up, you find say you plug in and you connect to the system, and the system are drain your energy through all of the different means where them use for drain your energy, because you plug into the system too much that if it is not something that the system push in front of you, you now go embrace it, even though you know within yourself that nature is the greatest teacher and nature is the best. Even though you know say it's wrong, it's so difficult for a lot of people to move away from the things where them know and where them hold on to, brother. And that is going to be one of the defining moments for a lot of people, because they keep chasing these dreams that has been placed in front of them, and them just find themselves in that cycle where them trying to meet all of these targets and meet all of these goals because this is what society say them need to achieve.
Yeah, and them thing there, sometimes it can bother you when the people are moving that way. But one thing we have to hold on to, we always know say is a cycle, you know. It's a cycle. Everything always come full circle. So
But I saw bad mind come in,
bad
brother.
mind.
I saw bad mind come in and corruption come in, you know.
I miss it. I miss.
Me I say because people are chase, what am I chase? They might see people and live a certain way and live a certain lifestyle and them try to live that lifestyle also.
I just think that in a reality, like this system what them establish and create for humans live by is a system what really it not one, it's not sustainable, right? And two, it breed and strive on inequality. And because of that, it result now in a feeling of vulnerability to a lot of people and a feeling of entitlement to others. You get me? So
Mhm.
there's no in this system, there is never a time where you can have too much. Cause you see, at one point man was millionaires and them say, yeah, we're rich. And then a man come up with that thing and say, what then if you're a millionaire, you're not rich? You have to be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And then now when I reach billionaire, man, I said, no man, your richness not shaky, man. You have to be trillionaire. So it will always be a desire for you have so much more.
Than
And the
somebody
more
else.
you have, the more you have, and the less. mm, just like how your money exorbitantly large, that's how large the people now we don't have become.
Yeah.
You see me I say, like how you will say you're a billionaire, you have millions of people without just to
Yeah.
facilitate you being a billionaire.
You ever watch these forums where speaker would come on like, yeah, many speakers, and they're telling you how to make money or
Mhm.
how to be successful and how to
Right.
become a millionaire or whatever. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And they're
Mhm.
telling you how to move money around, and I mean I say it good, like for your individual, for, you know what I mean, if you have money,
Mhm.
if you have more wealth. But when you look upon the whole thing, like everybody, if
Mhm.
everybody should do the same thing with them, I say,
It can't work.
it
The
not gonna
system
work
does sustain it.
because the system
It not
need
sustain it.
it cannot have everybody as millionaire.
Mhm.
By the way, it need less millionaire than everybody else. It
Mhm.
need more people to be poor
For it to work.
for it to work.
For it to work. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But sometimes them
Mhm.
tell like say everybody can be rich, everybody can be successful in the
Mhm.
system, and that
But
is
go on.
and that it is not true. They're
No.
telling you a lie. You know what I mean?
But me look on sometime Okagongo.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like
that is what
like
the
in a
race is.
sports.
Mm.
Like in a sports,
Yeah,
them put a thing on them call a cap upon certain earnings or certain thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Them say you can't earn beyond this point.
yeah,
You
yeah.
see, in the system, them supposed to have a cap to brother.
Yes, man.
Like a man,
I believe that. I
a
totally
man,
believe
a
that.
man supposed to be like, yo, when you reach, cause all right, when you think about it, brother, if you make we be lenient.
Mm-hmm.
If a man a make $1 million in a 1 year, US dollar, I could say US dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
A man a make 1 million US dollar in a 1 year, right? Him can more than live comfortably. Wrong or right?
Yeah, more
More.
than live comfortable.
So you need to make more than $1 million. I remember say we have been lenient when we say a million, because
Yeah,
you don't need to
that's a
make a
lot.
million, You
Yeah, that's a
understand?
lot.
So we have been lenient. You see me? So me I say what need is there for you, say you have to make 100 million or 1 billion or 1 trillion just to say you is a
Yeah,
multi-millionaire, billionaire or trillionaire.
The system itself would have to change for what the I talking about to be true, right? Capitalism doesn't promote what I and I talking about, right?
No, no, no.
Socialism does, right? And we always say social living is the best, right? And the reason why we say that is because in social societies you have this equity, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
what we're talking about: real balance, real equity, where everybody working to make sure that everybody's living at a certain standard, right? We don't live in that type of system. The system itself would have to change. But not only the physical system, you know what you talking about, what the I talking about, and say, hey, how much could you really want? Human nature is limitless. And because our nature is limitless, man is never satisfied with what he has reached. It takes humility, it takes relinquishing ego, it takes a discipline to talk, to do what the I also speak about, right? We as human beings, we're not there in a general sense, Bruce. And once we live under these systems, it is very difficult. The system itself would have to change for
Side,
that to be possible.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Azul says comfortable to each person is
it's
different.
different. Yeah, man.
So
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
agree with
What
that
is comfort?
statement. But what we are saying is that's why we go so liberal and say 1 million a year. So
Mm.
in 1 million a year, whatever you consider
You see,
comfortable that
But
can
but but that is
accommodate
not
you.
right. Yeah. So you
one
can really
what people,
price it.
when
Mm,
they system now and tell we, when them not say, the whole thing is,
mm-hmm,
it's not like say you have a acre of mango tree with unlimited mangoes
mm-hmm,
where everybody can go and, you know what I mean.
mm,
Uh, maybe not even good because I know mango is not a good thing. But it's like money is not like it's unlimited.
mm-hmm,
So you have a certain amount of money. And
mm-hmm.
if I take more of the money, that means it's less money for everybody
For
else.
everybody else. Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Right.
if I become rich, then how I become rich is finding ways how to get money out of your pocket, your pocket, your
Right.
pocket, your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That means you have less money.
Mm-hmm.
So every time somebody is becoming rich, somebody else is having less money.
No, no, say it properly, Okavango.
What?
Say, as the more you're becoming rich, is so many more people becoming poor.
Poor.
Say
Yeah,
it properly.
yeah, yeah. So when
Say
we
it properly.
and if we are moving from millionaires and people becoming billionaires,
To
that means you
trillionaires.
know what I
To
mean?
trillionaires. Because trillionaire are the goal
And
now.
trillionaires,
A
people are
trillionaire are the
becoming
goal
poorer,
now.
and people are wondering, wonder why life gets so hard. Why, you know, why my money could have buy it this one time, but you can't buy it no more. And you know what I mean? Why me have to work two job now? It means to
It's
work
called
one job.
shrinkflation.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of people, you talk to them like
It's
immigrants.
called
Immigrants, they
shrinkflation,
talk about when they
Okabongo.
come to America and they could, you know what I mean, things were so easier. Things were so easier, they could work. If they want to work two jobs, you know what I mean, they work one job and take care of themselves in America and one job and take care of their family in Jamaica. And now they're still working the same two jobs and cannot take care of themselves in America alone.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So life gets hard. And you wonder, because we end up the millionaires have become billionaires, and we end up having more millionaires. You know what I mean? So the money less, you have less money, or them inflation or whatever, them raise up the money because that's how them make their money. By the way,
Shrinkflation,
yeah, man,
shrinkflation.
yeah. So more
It's
rich
called
people,
shrinkflation, and in
the more rich people
shrinkflation,
are rich getting richer, mean more poor people.
So when we look on the system, and we said this is a systematic issue, right? That now we can see why there are so many conflicts around, and every day is a new conflict because of the limited nature of wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then people have to seek alternative ways of gaining this wealth because the system tells us that you're supposed to have wealth because the more wealth you have is the more power you have, and them
Mm-hmm.
attach power to wealth, and everybody want power. So you know when you look now and you see a person now want to leave their place and go to another person's country, step on their sovereignty, step on their human rights, step on their um, inalienable rights of self-governance, and take whatever resources they have to sustain their people, right? And bring it back to their countries to make sure that they are, quote again, quote unquote, comfortable. This is what we see as a result of these things.
The atrocities on mankind from mankind.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we always talking about. But how does all of that change you? Like, even though we talk about, we see it, we recognize it. How does that change? Does it ever change? Well, how? What are the tools that can be used to effect change to
Well, the
make
first
it
step
better,
is
so
awareness,
humanity could be
self-awareness.
better?
The first step is self-awareness.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need to be
The
yeah,
first
aware,
step is
and
that's it.
self-awareness.
it's
That's
not
it.
just us being aware. It's the world being aware,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and it start from us. You know what I mean? Enlightening the world and telling them that they listen,
Mm-hmm.
be aware of this. You know what I mean? So our duty that for enlighten
Mm-hmm.
the people and make them know say, oh, this are going on. Because hey, with this all segue into the war going on now in Iran, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just it's a power grab, you know.
Yeah,
No matter what the gain is over there, you know, the people in America, the normal people won't benefit, you know. But somebody
right.
will benefit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will benefit. Someone is gonna get a big contract. Someone is gonna sell, you know, someone gonna become a millionaire or a billionaire that we're talking about. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Someone economy is gonna do better, so called. So it's benefit for people, for the common people will suffer, which
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah, so as what I said, the name that they use to describe this is shrinkflation, because you realize that you're spending more or the same and you're getting less, because the package them are get less, the quantity them drop, them now put the same quantity in there, and you even a notice and I say, yo, but this not right. Because this bag I used to be a little bigger than this, when we get the
Right.
little Cinac, and the Cinac bag come smaller now, but you pay the same price, same way.
them put nature in it.
Almost.
Them put nature in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Yo, the bag them come with it like it big and full of ear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
right.
And
They
that them
easy.
use are really to make them little profit margin go up, because I'm saying, we can't give them the same quantity
Mm-hmm.
at that price, but we are gonna do
Mm-hmm.
something for them. What we're gonna do is give them
Pretty,
less
and
of what them
pretty it
used to
up.
get at the same
And make it
price
look pretty.
Put some
without you
color on it.
noticing. Yeah.
But I just said that, as the next thing what we have to know, because big up African goddess, she just tuned in. She said what we're talking about today, and Ricardo Collins said the inability of this system to promote human satisfaction. So, when you talk about that, and next thing what we have to know to say is that the system, right, promote and push human towards a materialistic goal. The system predominantly drives humans away from themselves towards a materialistic goal. So what we look at as we were talking about earlier, comfortable, or what we look at as um, enough, is driven based off of what the system promotes and said, this is what you are supposed to have. This is what you're expected to have, right? So you must have a nice car. You must have a nice house. You must have some money in the bank. You must can wear some nice clothes. You understand? This is what people go look and say, oh, this person doing well, right? So now, until we can reconnect, and this is why we say the primary step towards this solution, as you talk about being, is self-awareness. Until we can
Absolutely.
reconnect to ourselves and realize that the real purpose of humanity is not how much house you have, or how much money in the bank, or how much shoes you can change. This is not the real purpose. The real purpose is how we can become aware of ourselves as individuals. How can we become aware of ourselves as a community? How can we become aware of ourselves as a nation? right? And see how we are all interconnected in this journey and how we can learn from each other and share in this space that we call Earth to survive and protect. Because the more we protect the Earth, is the more the Earth will provide and care for us. And that is the purpose of it. So
But
until we can get to those
well
levels.
said, Ras.
Mm,
Well said. And I want to say this. You also said something that's really important. It's not a nice house, a nice car, whatever, or money in the bank. But that is what they promote. And the reason why they promote it is so that you are not self aware, so
mhm,
that you're always distracted. The
mhm,
things that they promoting, this
mhm,
fallacy, is
mhm,
not making you better. And that's why we
mhm,
keep saying again,
mhm,
it's we live in an age of technology, right? It's not about human advancement
mhm,
because they want you to be distracted
mhm.
all the time. Things that are non-sustainable.
And if
And
not,
that's the whole goal of the system. So again, we have to be able to change the system
if they
through
don't
self-awareness.
if they don't use it through distraction as well, them do it through misdirection too,
Same
because
thing.
like in the Willie Lynch thing that they compare the training of these
Forces.
these people, African people, to the training of horses. And when we look on horses, we see one technique what them use, or two techniques is one, the carrot and the stick, right? And blinders. So the carrot and the stick is where the horse want the carrot,
Hmm.
but it no matter how much it moves forward, it will never get to the carrot because there's a fixed divide between the carrot and the horse. So there's something physically there that can never be moved unless you break it
Hmm.
between you getting your objective. So you will never. So that is one technique, right? And the next technique is that of blinders, meaning they put on blinders on you, so you're not looking at anything else except what they want you to look at. You see me? So, and
And,
this
and,
is
and,
what
and
we're
what the
trying.
blinders does,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sure you look in front of you. You can't look sideways, you can't look left, you can't look right. You have to look in front of you
Mm-hmm.
because it is leading you in a certain direction, and that is the
Right.
direction that in which you
They
have to
want us to go.
focus.
Mm-hmm. African goddess said,
And
but what
that
you're
is what we said, it's
suggesting.
based on society's expectation because we try to achieve these goals based on what society say we should achieve them and how we should achieve them and the order in which we should achieve them. For individuals, it's different. And then now you find yourself in a bit of quagmire and difficulty in achieving these targets. And you see someone achieving their goals, you don't know them achieve them goals, you don't know them achieve them targets. Some man start chopping line and some man get bad mind. So now you don't want to see your own brother rise. You will see an opportunity that exists that everybody can benefit from, but because you want to reach your end goal much quicker and faster, you'd rather to prevent someone else from meeting their goal and not sharing such goals. So them have one thing where them say, yo, if you're gonna do something, if you're thinking about business, don't talk to no one about it. If you want to be successful and you have a plan, don't talk to anyone about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Keep
develop
it.
this selfish and individualistic ideas within our community that prevent each other from moving forward, and then it turns into bad mind and corruption, you know?
Mm. Something that African goddess says, but what you are suggesting as an alternative system is far away from the one we are living in. We agree with that, African goddess, but the thing is that whenever we are in a situation and we need to change it, the how far of or great of a disparity between the two things is not the concern. The concern is that we need to change it. You understand? So if we have to go far away from it, it's better for us because the closer we stay to it, it's the easier for us to get back to it. You see it? So yes, it is far away from it, but that is what we need.
Would the
Azul is
goddess
asking a
agree that?
question. Go ahead, Yaga.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yaga.
What's the question?
Okay. Azul says, are you saying that people should work to be comfortable and not create generational wealth?
But generational wealth is the ultimate. What is generational wealth? What is generational wealth?
Well, generational wealth, I would hope, Azul is saying, is like where you have enough mm, um resources, because we don't want to just restrict it to to money. Because sometimes we talk about wealth, people just want to talk about money. But I could say you have resources that will be able to sustain your family
Two
through
generations.
multiple generations,
Mm.
and not just your generation
Mm.
and probably the next, but through multiple generations. So,
Sustainability.
mhm,
It's about sustainability.
right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So the
that is the
question,
ultimate.
so the question is, should we work towards comfortable and not create generational wealth? I don't see the difference in being comfortable and having generational wealth. First of all, right? Because first of all, what we should have is to create sustainable things within our families, right? So, for example, if you look on the basic needs of humans, you have food, clothes, shelter, to name, just for the basics, right? Food, clothes, shelter, right? As long as you have resources, right, that can secure those things for multiple generations in your family. That is a version of um, generational wealth. You see me? Because you know that for generational, using these resources that you have secured will safeguard your family for generations. That is an example of generational wealth, and that can be what somebody considers comfortable. What we're saying is, if a person desire wealth, that's on them, because everyone have the right to desire what they want to desire. What we are saying is that we see that there's a flaw in the system where a person is taught or driven towards this achievement of quote unquote wealth, and at this drive is at the expense of many other people who, whether through geography, whether through accessibility, whether through race, so many factors can prevent these other people from having access to these things, right? So as you gain these things, so many other people are restricted from them. So is that to say then that those people who are restricted from getting those things don't have a right to compatibility or to generational wealth as well?
One word, because you say many people, like some people get it, but many people don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe the comparison, if I'm making sure is weird, because if one person get it, it's like a million don't.
Mm-hmm.
So if a one person become rich, a million people suffer. You have to look at these things, All right, just look at, say you are a jeweler and you sell gold. The amount of people who is affected by that, you selling gold and getting rich, is in the thousands. Because remember, these things go where you affect people, where the people who are digging the gold. You know what I mean? And that's another thing where you have slavery going on in those things. You know what I mean? So they're using slaves, or people who are, working for pennies
Mm-hmm.
to get that gold out, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you have the traffic. It touched so much people,
Mm-hmm.
like, but people don't think of those things, They don't think of those things. And we are talking about like the environmental part of you acquiring this wealth. You know what I mean? Everything at all come from the earth. All the riches come from the earth. You know what I mean? So you have to destroy the earth in some way or some form, or do something to the earth to get these riches out that make yourself rich. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So you have to look on the environmental part of it, which affect people. Again, it affect more people than it benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so if you look on them thing there.
True.
Everything will come from the earth, we take from the earth and become rich with, it affect more people than it benefit people.
See.
Yeah.
So again, in
I
response to the
want to touch
question,
upon the
right? We don't want us to consider wealth as just money, right? So that's one of the primary things that we have to get in our brain and our heavens to say. Wealth is way more than money, right? Wealth is way more than money. So when we talk about generational wealth, we're talking about securing resources, right? More so than even money. Yeah, Yaga.
yes, I want to run through Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where them say we have five basic level of needs that we need to satisfy. And as we satisfy these needs, then we move to the next level. And I'm gonna try and share the screen with that hierarchy of needs and run through them. See? Yeah, so here we have the hierarchy of needs where Maslow talk about. I don't know if you can see the screen, but the first set of needs that we have there are the psychological needs, where we need air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. You know, you can't leave the reproduction out of it because them needs they
True.
have to satisfy. Same way.
Physiological, Yaga. Physiological.
Physiological.
Physiological,
Yeah.
physiological needs. Seeing?
Yeah.
Then we go to the next level. So as you satisfy these needs, you move up the next level. So we're on the safety needs, personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. Those are the needs that people need to meet to feel safe. And then we move on to the next one, love and belonging, where we have friendship, intimacy, family, and a sense of connection. And when we talk about the sense of connection, we talk about being part of a community. And we see that a lot of these things are non-existent. So when we are talking about the needs that people need to make and comparing that to creating generational wealth, all of these things are including in creating generational health. And the generational wealth does not include you as an individual within your community. Because if you are the only one in your community can support the community, that means everyone are going to run to you. And you're going to find it taxing if you can't step up and one day you can't hand out or reach out to somebody to satisfy the needs with them forward with. The next one is esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. This means a lot to a lot of people. And as you achieve those goals and you meet those needs, these are some of the things that come forward there. And then the last one we have here is self-actualization, a desire to become the most that one can be.
Full
Okavango would have said the
potential.
best.
Full
Okavango would have said the
potential.
best.
Best version of
And
yourself.
Yes,
you can't
I.
be everything that you want to be.
All right. So look at this now, right? So you have um a hierarchy of needs, right? And the first step in the hierarchy is physiological, right? And when we look at the physiological, it talks about maintaining your system, like in terms of the physical system. So you're looking at air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction, right? So these are the things that you need. Now, when you know accomplish these things, then you are able to move on to the next step, which is safety, security, right? Then it moves to love and belonging, then it moves to esteem, then it moves to self-actualization, right? In all of these things, and I wanted to realize, right? In all of these things, you don't see where it said you need money, right? But yet still the system attaches money to all of these things that everybody need. And that is the point that we're making. We're saying that because we move so far away from the earth, now, because all of these things, the earth can provide for us without the need of money.
So Ras, the hierarchy really showing your natural element,
Needs. Yes, sir.
human beings' natural elements and their natural needs,
Yes,
right?
I.
And it shows the system, like we could distinguish between the system and earth, for example, the world and the
And
earth,
earth.
right? So that's what it does. It shows the separation of what the earth is and what the world is. And we as human beings are in this world, part of this world. This system that they create is what governs. It's external. It has nothing to do with us. That's why we have no human development. That's why
Side.
men are not compassionate to each other. That's why
Side.
a man could never want what he has for another man. He doesn't understand what love is. That's why these things are there. It's called blockage eye. It's there. The chart itself proves.
Azul says monetary gains, quote unquote riches, is access to all these needs. Without wealth, you can't gain nothing.
Nah.
What do we?
No, that is the reverse. It is
But
in total
it's,
reverse. You
well,
don't need
I
money for
mean,
these things.
Under the systematic way
under
of
the
doing it, you
system,
do.
right? Under the system that we live
Under the
under,
systematic way of doing it, you do that.
they make getting these things. You need
Attached
money
to
to get
money.
it, but they were here before
Money.
Yes,
money.
money.
And I
Long
mean,
before money.
people had these things before money
Way
was
Long
before.
before
invented.
money.
And I mean, the world didn't always have money. And I mean, but people,
See.
greedy people, find out or they could use people
Capitalize.
capitalize on these things. And I mean, so you like certain things, give them money for it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they also create the money. They also create the money because people that look at money like something where a man create and put value on it,
See.
and put value on things,
See.
because who said that gold is
Value
more
more than a
valuable
banana.
than a river stone? You know what I mean? They said gold is more valuable than a river stone. Who said that? Both of them are stone. But one is more valuable. Somebody said that. Somebody, you know what I mean, find a way how they
Put
could,
value to it.
put value to it.
African goddess said, but many people from Africa and the Caribbean are moving from where they have access to food and shelter for a so-called better life
Better
in the
living.
West. So again, we're seeing the
Very
influence of the
true.
system again.
Right.
Because the system, just like you said, one person said the gold are more valuable than the river stone. And same way the system said, this life in this part of the world is a better life than the life in this part of the world. Whereas, because
And
them
that
put more
lifestyle
value
But
in it.
Ras, what they promote to is
right.
also
It's promoted.
efficiency,
It's
right? They
promoted. So
promoting
yes.
efficiency and access to, right? So in your eyes, when you look at your system from these countries that you're coming from and what they promoting, what you're seeing is what success supposed to look like. They brand success or what accessibility is supposed to look like. So because of that, they promote this. This is what you gravitate towards, right? And that's natural. It's called progress.
Sight.
Yeah.
That's what they
And
mean as
I wanna
progress.
raise.
That's
It's a
what they
good
call progress.
it's a good point you make, People who
Yeah.
have access in them own country to the basic needs go to other country to look for something else that is promoted to them. You know what I mean? They advertise to them. You know what I mean? And that is not.
But in most instances, Okabongo,
Let me finish.
in most
Let me
instances,
finish there. Because last week we talked about immigration, right? People moving for better. You know what I mean? But now you have people just moving to have the so-called American dream or the European dream. You know what I mean? So they have everything back home, but they still move to gain the American dream or the European dream, right? While people back then is migrate because you know what I mean they didn't have certain things, so they migrate to gain certain things because
Mhm.
they didn't have it. You know what I mean? But no, people are just migrating because of the dream that they have been sold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Me know
my
many youth,
migration is supposed to also
me
mean
know many youth at
upward
Jamaica.
movement, right?
Me know many youth at Jamaica were still there on the ground and they will never leave Jamaica to go foreign for nothing because them can sustain themselves and live off of the ground.
Right.
Half of what them a do. Them not figure out foreign to do that. And them a make more money than enough people with that foreign.
Smart
See,
youth.
a lot of us who go to foreign are what we call economic migrant. And we know the reason why people migrate because of better economies. This was created. This was created why we cannot stay at our yard and enjoy the natural resources and enjoy the beauty of the island. Enough people never know say Jamaica so beautiful and so nice until them go foreign because them never really get to experience that
Mhm.
in a
Certain cool.
Jamaica within the country. Them never travel outside of them community. Enough people. And when we talk about the worlds, they've created so many worlds. There are so many worlds out there that people are trying to fit into these different worlds. We have the economic world, we have the financial world, we have the World Cup, we have you name them. There are so many worlds, but we have one Earth. And if people stick to the nature of Earth, they will find that they will probably achieve more mentally and also the physical stuff that they want to achieve as well because you find say you have all of this wealth, you have all of this wealth, but deep down inside you're not healthy. How is the wealth going to benefit you? So it can't be about the wealth. It has to be also about the wealth and the whole ecosystem that surrounds us as a man or a woman or whatever they want to call themselves.
Yes, I. Bingy was saying something.
I probably lost my train of thought, but eh, um,
Mirror, mirror
well,
feedback.
yeah, me too. I lost my train of thought, but I think what we talking about again is what we've been saying and we always talking about too, human development. What is human development? How does it play a role in the future and present? How do we understand, for example, how to come to the point where we can see everybody living on a real sustainable level, on a humane level. On a man shouldn't have to go to sleep without food or have shelter or water or whatever those necessities are for him to survive in decency. And that's what we're really talking about, right? How do we move to that? And that's what we gotta work on. We gotta
And
work on this thing that's called the self-I.
you see that question, Bingy, is a profound question because it is a question that baffle generations. You know, because once humanity start make this sojourn and realize that they're getting away from themselves, they keep trying
Mm-hmm.
to say, how do we reverse this and correct this? Everyone, and I think this is one of the primary reasons why them come up with this God concept as well, and this
Mm-hmm.
religious concept as well, for kind of try to steer people towards a more moral view of the
Mm-hmm.
earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we look now on this question, I would say our response primarily is self-awareness, right? A person might look on it and say that is just a broad response. You know, man, say it's a broad response. It don't really answer the question. It don't really tell us what to do or how to do it. But if we have one of the first things we have to do is that we have, and this is one of the primary things of self-awareness, is to know that you are no greater than anyone else and no one is greater than the I. So
Mhm.
that means to say we're talking about equality, equalness, right? So
Mhm.
when now you realize and over that, then that will mean that no nation will try to overstep on a next nation because they might have whether a greater population or greater access to resources, right? So we're gonna respect each other. These are the fundamental things that are gonna make this thing better, But people look at it and make it seem as if it's a hard thing to do. Like it's hard for us to respect another person. It's hard
Mhm.
for us to do that. Why is it hard for us to do that? Because we are already programmed systematically by the system to value. Again, we come to the word again, value certain things. So if you have more house and more car and more pretty clothes and more money in the bank, then we go value you over somebody else who don't have as much. That is the value system what them create.
Mhm.
So we have to change. When we become self-aware, it causes a disruption in the value system that we have in our heavens, in our brain. Because now we don't value things just off of the material
Aspect.
because the system tell us to just value things off of the material. You
And
understand?
and again, we are the perfect balance. What we talking about here is balance.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're talking about. We self-awareness means that you come into balance. No one thing is out of order. For example, if we look at humanity, a man might be greedy, a man might be lustful, a man might be have a mind towards always doing harm. Right? These are imbalances in your human nature, and that's what we're
See,
talking about. How do we create this balance, this equity? And that is correct. It's work, but it can be done,
of
and it
course,
has been done,
and it
right?
has to
We
be
know,
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's being done now.
And
We could do it. We could get to that point.
sometimes when we talk, as human beings, we talk about, human development and how the earth can become better for human beings and to stop the suffering for human beings. And what I mean, it's I think we have to be careful about that because it's not only human being that are
Live on the
suffering on the
earth.
earth.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And a human being because and human being is the thing that is causing most of the
Most of the
suffering on the
problem on the
earth
earth. Mm-hmm.
because when human being destroy the rivers to gain wealth, when they destroy the mountains to gain wealth, it's not only human being that suffer, and that is the development that human being on the earth need to reach, where we see every living thing, everything on the earth as valuable and show respect to the life of every living thing, every tree, every insect, every animal. If we don't reach that point, we're gonna be always be suffering. If you're thinking about us human being alone, because if no human being will never be like all right if the animals are not all right, it, and
True,
and the rivers are not flowing,
true.
and the bees are not flying.
Hmm.
We have to go through the thing. We have respect for the life of those things, and then we have respect that will push us to have respect for other human beings on it, so we can respect everybody's life.
And Uncle Vango, that is what human development is. The
Yeah,
reason why we point out humans because humans are the only thing that is cancerous to existence.
yeah.
Like literally, the only disruptive thing in nature are human beings. Nothing else. That is why we need human development to reach to that realization what the I just described.
So
That is what human
we have to
development
stop
is based on.
we have to stop being human beings and just be the I. Because
Yes,
Yeah,
human beings are the
because you
yes,
problem.
see,
the
the thing
I.
is, we sit down with the talk, we talk about like human being, like being like something out of
Great.
this. Like say, you have the world, and
Hmm.
then you have human beings, and
Right.
and and
Different.
the earth is just for us to do anything you want to do, and you know what I mean.
Hmm.
But
Because
we are
religion teach
just
them that.
we are just a
Yeah.
Religion teach
part.
them
We are just
that.
a part of it. We're just a part of it.
Yeah, in
Mhm.
reality, but religion teach them that they are the
Yeah,
caretakers of it.
caretakers of it, and God tell you to do this and God tell you to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the thing is, we are just a part of it. You know what I mean?
That's
That's
it.
it.
So our part is
No
our
greater or
the role
lesser
that we
than any
play,
other
the role that
part.
we play on the earth is no different from the role
A rock,
Right.
please.
Three.
A rock. A rock.
no a rock, but maybe a
A
cow.
rock.
Because you know what I mean,
Mm.
we breathe in oxygen
Hmm.
and let out carbon dioxide.
Hmm.
And that's our biggest role
Carbon
on the
dioxide.
really on the
The planet.
on the earth. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because you take if you take out human being out of the world will still go on.
Hmm.
It
Strive.
The
still
It
earth.
was
The earth.
strive
The earth.
beautifully.
The earth.
Beautifully.
The earth.
The
The
earth.
earth. The earth. The
The
earth.
earth talk about
how
go.
me
Yes.
say
The world.
the
No, the
earth,
earth.
yeah.
Yeah, the
But
earth.
no, I'm not something wrong, man.
The world and the earth are two different things,
Two
brother.
Yeah,
different
because a
things.
whole heap of world, brother.
Mhm.
A whole heap of world.
So
But the world
You have
is the
a
system
cyber
of
world.
governance or monetary system, right? Developed around technology,
everything will be better, man.
mechanization, right? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
won't have no world if
You
you
won't
don't have
need
no
no world
humans.
then. You won't
If
need
you don't
no
have no
world.
humans, you wouldn't have no world.
Yeah, world is only based on human
World are
activity, really.
human.
Okay.
That's the problem. And that is the problem.
But me no want to say earth because on the earth alone human being are sitting there. I mess with it.
Why is them a mess with?
Mars.
So
Oh.
then say Mars then.
No, but me say
Mars.
so me no want to say earth.
Yeah.
So the
So what
solar
so
system
so how
then,
me
or the
describe all that?
universe.
The
So the
universe then.
universe then.
Okay. The
The
universe.
The
universe.
universe,
Yeah.
right.
The
Okay.
universe.
Solar
Mm-hmm.
system.
Mm.
Solar
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, man. So I
Yeah.
mean, what we are say a while ago, me say a while ago, you know. Me say it easy, but it's really
It's
where we
profound.
are now
Fire.
as human beings.
Mm.
It's a hard place to go back because it
Mm.
takes a self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Brother,
Yeah.
Go on, Yaga.
it come down to ideology. It comes down to ideology, and whether it want to be a political ideology or a religious ideology, this is what influence most people's thinking and most people's thought. And even to the extent where them realize the ideology that where them a follow, them don't have no connection to it, but
Mm.
because we've been taught that this is what we should follow, we still follow it. And you have some people, them probably care about what other people think. And even though them know, say, yo, you know, so the ideology they are following, and the ideology they are cause a lot of the problem we have. We still are going to work with it here, man, because of that we know. No, look on Cuba, see? Cuba take on an ideology. Venezuela take on an ideology. In the 80s, Jamaica take on the same ideology because they want to go socialist.
I was trying to.
Eventually,
I don't
Jamaica
think
never
that's
bothered to go
accurate, you
this
know,
up.
Yaga.
Yeah, I think I was
I
trying
don't
to.
think that's accurate, and I think that is what was being
Touted.
yes,
Yeah.
because they wanted to use that as a reason for intervene in the runnings of the country. You
Mm.
No, I
understand?
think
So that was
based
the
on the leader
pretext.
still, based on the leader was gathering thoughts of socialism we
Mm.
are at the moment. 'Cause that was what Manley?
Yeah,
That was
man.
Manley?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
Manley was gathering
So,
thoughts of socialism.
But they weren't
so
accusing them of
the
socialism, they were
ideology,
accusing them of communism.
Hmm?
They were accusing them of communism.
You know they threw all them in the same box though.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Venezuela is
with,
socialism, but they say it's
with
communism.
minor differences. So it is that same ideology. It is that same ideology which is causing all of the problem that we are seeing now in Venezuela, in Iraq, in Iran, across Africa. Are the same ideology Because all of the problem, whether it is a political ideology or an economical ideology, because if you align with one side, then you are seen as a threat and you are seen as an enemy. But because we come to understand this ideology as the only ideology what we know and experience, we don't know about the ideology that exists before these. So we maintain these ideologies because it is cool and it is easier for everybody to maintain these ideology, even if it goes against what you believe in and it doesn't make any sense to you.
See. And next thing to is that history is an important part in moving forward as a people. And people because they're not aware of history, a lot of things that they consider impossible is one of the things what drive them towards saying, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. But if you know
Mhm.
history, you will see that there were societies that lived these ways that we're talking about for years. You understand? And maintain thriving societies under these things prior to the implementation of this systematic rule. You get me? So if you're aware of history, then you will be aware that these things are possible, even though they
Right,
seem impossible. Being
right.
aware of history, you'll be know that these things are possible. And next reason why history is important too is because in order to fix these things, we have to really identify where we went wrong. And once we can identify where we went wrong, where we divert from the journey, we can go forward to that point and continue the journey. Because sometimes when you make a wrong journey, you have to go forward to where you come off of the road and then start your journey on the right track again. You see it? So that's important as well. That's right.
Yeah,
But there's always a catalyst, right,
Mm-hmm.
for change. Because if you look at human advent, for example, we live in ages. Human being always live in these things where they classify as ages, right? There's the golden age, there's the platinum age, there's the
Industrial age.
Hellenistic age, there's the industrial age. We live in ages.
Mm-hmm.
Human beings. If you check it out, right now we in this age of technology, as
Technological
they
age.
call it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the age. So it'll take something to
And the
happen
information,
again.
you can't leave the
Yeah,
information out of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it'll take something drastic in this time again for humans to realign themselves with a different age, because a different age will come. A
Mm-hmm.
time when they label it as something different and
hmm
focus on something different
Mm-hmm.
during human advent.
Yeah.
You know what this?
And it brings us back right to where the reasoning start, where where reason about AI and the impact we
Hmm.
have on life as we know it today and moving forward. Seeing we're in that age where we see at one point we didn't have access to this information. We didn't have access to this technology. Now we see it become available and you can get it for free for a certain amount of period. After that, you have to pay. And we find out that a lot of people now, seeing when they have them information, they have so much information on the phone. The phone does not offer them that amount of space to hold the capacity of the information where them have on the phone. So them send it in the cloud. And the first thing them start with, them start give the cloud for free. Them give a limited amount of gig
Access.
where you can store. And
Have a
after
pay.
that, you have to pay. So what is gonna happen to that information when you can't pay?
Lose
It
it.
becomes theirs.
It gonna bring you right back. It gonna bring you right back to the earth because you're not gonna have access to that information if you cannot pay for that information. And by then it's too late because the information is being used to market certain information to you and market certain decisions to you. And with all of them watch the way I collect all of them data then, now you find so you can't even get certain access to health because you have certain them identify certain flaws or certain
As a
deficiencies within your body.
predisposing conditions.
Yes, I. So right, let's bring us back.
Yo,
Yeah, man, it's a terrible
what
system.
about the balance of the earth and human being living in balance on the earth? And look at it right now, there's no way. We don't see a future right now where world leaders gonna bring the world back where people is living in balance
Oh,
with the
hell
earth.
no.
So it seems like they are gonna push the
The
world
limits.
to the brink where maybe human beings start, you know what I mean, not being here no more. And unfortunately, it looked like that's the way they are pushing the world to. Because I mean, how many rivers is gonna get dry? How many rivers are gonna put in your pipelines? How many mountains you're gonna grade down to get whatever you feel like you want? How many trees you're gonna cut down? How many forests you're gonna deforest? How many forests,
In
right?
the name or in the pursuit of wealth.
Of wealth, right? Because that's what they want. They want wealth. But after a while, I mean, there gonna be no more rivers to go dry. There gonna be no
That's
more
why
mountains
this.
to grade
That's
down.
why
There
this
gonna be
earth.
no more trees to cut down. At some
But
point, that's gonna be
but
the
remember,
case.
Okavango, this system is promoting immediacy, not
Yeah.
sustainability.
True. True.
That's what the system
True.
promotes,
True. True.
immediacy. Not sustainability is not on their minds.
So
A
But
man don't
Bingy,
fundamentally,
go to
but
bed,
it's
but
coming. It's coming
he
so
want
fast, Bingy.
$1 trillion.
It's coming so fast. Like it's really
Yeah,
upon us. We are seeing the effects of these things. We are
yeah.
we are
well,
feeling it.
the
You
eye is
understand?
seeing it, but the person who is becoming a trillionaire isn't seeing it. He's
Not
saying, "Oh,
seeing
No,
it,
this is
I.
they
working."
see it, but they also accept that they're not gonna be here forever. So
Right,
but they're not looking at who's gonna
right.
affect 50
Yeah.
years from
No,
now.
no
They want
sustainable
to be
thinking.
rich
But
today.
Hmm.
that's what Bingy is saying. Immediacy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Immediacy.
That's what
Yeah.
Bingy is saying. So their system is
yeah, man.
geared
We were
towards
being say.
immediacy. The no, right? But not the no in the sense of positive or moral change, but the
Hmm.
no in the sense of what can I get? No. I don't want it
Hmm.
tomorrow. Give it to me. No.
Yeah, man.
You
That way I say.
understand?
So
Mm.
because them want to know and nothing about the future, we are see the future. Like I mean, at some point, the way they're using oil, they're gonna be no more oil. You know what I
Right.
mean? And what they're gonna turn to? They're gonna
The
turn
sun.
to mine to but no, they can't turn to the sun because even though they
Mm-hmm.
lie and say, oh, they're gonna use sun for energy, it's not really the sun because they need to make something to harness that from the sun.
Energy, right.
So they need to
Yeah.
dig down more mountains. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
Deforest
it's the
more.
earth. It's always the
Yeah,
earth, you know.
yeah, it's
It's
coming from the
always the
earth.
earth.
Because they say,
Always.
oh, you're gonna use the sun. Like say, it's just the sun, and you're gonna have like no. They have to
It
make
require
these equipments.
infrastructure. It require
Yeah,
infrastructure.
of course. You know what I mean? And so
Mm.
you have to destroy the earth more to have this. You know what I mean? And with the evolution of technology and everybody trying to get it requires to destroy the earth more to acquire these technologies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
but man I said they all can
That's why.
destroy
No,
it
that's why them a do
for
smart
so
testing
much.
for Mars, man.
Yeah.
You can't even
And
figure
that's
out
why them a do
Earth
so
and
much
you want to
research on Mars. You know what I'm
imagine you
saying?
cannot figure out Earth, but you want to go to Mars. That is madness. Right now, you don't the earth is unabounded. For example, the oceans are not even explored.
I
You
think
know,
them say
human
Mars
beings
too
have never
far,
even
that
explored the oceans, and you want to go to Mars.
What you say,
Madness,
Bongo?
please.
they must say nowadays they must say Mars too far north, so they must try to colonize the moon first and then move on to Mars.
Yeah,
The
Where is
Elon
it?
Marcelo said
Where is
that.
it? Them a shorten the journey.
madness.
Yeah, because the moon is closer, so they must
They have,
try,
we have a pit stop. They need a pit stop.
I guess,
Madness.
man, know what it's
Mm,
madness,
They
man.
want to drain the moon. They want to
madness.
drain the moon first.
But
They
we
want to drain
saying
the
this,
moon and turn off the light.
we saying this, and more people saying this. You know what I mean? There is hope. There's hope that at some point before we are not here no more. Like we mean human beings are not here no more. We can do something about it. Stop these things, stop these, you know what I mean, destroying the earth so everything can live in harmony on the earth. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Charlene
I mean,
Campbell is
it'll
saying,
take
what
something
about the
very
moon?
drastic to happen for human beings to change their attitude to what's happening.
Yes, sir.
Because think about this, right? Even those of us who know, and I'm gonna just gonna quote something from it looked like on the chat here, somebody said, I don't want to say misquote, but they said you need wealth. Am I reading this right?
All right. When you
You
find
didn't
it,
read it.
Bingy, when you find it, Bingy, Charlene
No,
Campbell is saying, what
they're
about the
saying
moon?
you need wealth to make all these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Right.
the person is saying, right? You
Right.
need wealth to make all these things happen. These
Mm-hmm.
things that we talking about, good living, comfort, all of that, you need wealth to make it happen. And
Mm-hmm.
that's part of what we call programming, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
so
yeah,
hard to get away from that,
away
right?
from it.
Because
Yeah.
even though you are aware, remember, when I'm reading these comments, these are people who are aware of themselves. When
Mm-hmm.
they spit out intellectuality, but
Mm-hmm.
yet when you talk about riches and wealth, they see that such a
They want that.
necessity. Yeah, to get in where they have to get, as they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that is the distraction, and that's what they promote, and that's the toxin roots. That's the toxin in the system. That
Mm-hmm.
is the poison. Because even though you know it, you still gravitate towards
Yeah,
that
man.
Mm-hmm.
ideology
And if you
because you
It
don't
don't
get
come
see
like
there,
that
beyond
come
it.
like
if you
cigarette,
don't get
that come
there,
like cigarette, Like
you
on the
Yes,
box,
sir.
it says
you will
cigarette
be
smoking
seen
kill, And yet still everybody go
you
and
will be
smoke
seen
it,
as a failure, You will be seen as a failure if you don't achieve this.
Right.
Yeah.
You will be seen as a failure.
And you see they will have you as a madman if you choose to leave all that behind and live a simple life
Mm-hmm.
of not harming the
Right.
hurt of
Right.
you know what I mean? You see
Mm-hmm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
madman. You
Mm-hmm.
know, me I watch a thing out there on YouTube. This dancer used to be a dancer back in the days. And you know what I mean, him disappear for the scene, nobody know him there. And this interview go find him, live up in the hills as a Rasta man. You know what I mean? I want a little hut and him plant him garden and I say man live and him I say, oh, dancer, popular dancer, I'm sure big like maybe like Ding Dong them or whatever. And when I reach some, I say, yeah man, you know what I mean? Him find Rastafari and people are saying him mad now. People say him mad and live up in the
Right.
hill. But I say, oh, this a life here, you know what I mean?
More
More
fulfilling.
fulfilling for
Yes.
him. And he must say, oh, him more of it. Now since him a live the life, him a help more people. Him feel like him have a
Mhm.
purpose now. You know what I mean? I mean I
Mhm.
say, oh,
Who this? Who come on watch that, Who that?
him name DNG. Him do the dance and him
Oh,
dancer, whatever. And Galley swing,
that
I him do the dancer too.
that are the ganja tours. And him.
The
No?
dancer name DNG. The YouTube channel name Dancehall Ketchup.
That's all catch up. All right. I'll check
Yeah
it out.
man, it's a
But
good interview.
Charlene Campbell asks, what about the moon? I don't know if
People
she
are
asking.
Elon Musk is trying to colonize the moon to live on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So when after they
Mhm.
mash up Earth and
Them go mash up the moon,
Earth has no more
resources,
they can make no more money from the Earth. They want to move to the moon
and
and
then from the
colonize the
moon to
moon so them
Mars.
can yes.
Okay, so I hope that was the question you were asking, Charlene Campbell, 4255. Yeah, man. So it's a terrible judgment, my lord,
As
because when
referring
in
to
the
the
reality of things, right? When I really look on the thing, when you say it being like people really think say, without money, we can't do nothing, brother. That is
Mhm.
where we are at in the programming. Without money, we cannot do nothing. So that for sure you say a really a system of slavery.
Mhm.
Because money is controlled by certain people. And them control access to money. And them decide how much money in the system. And them decide who get what amount of money in the system. And them decide all of this. So once we in a system where we feel like we cannot do nothing at all without money, then that shows that we in a slavery system for true.
yeah.
The
And money
programming
are the
Then
working.
why
part
you
of the
think we keep
system.
showing up to
Money are one
work?
part of the system where they move to control. Because if you decide say you are go against their money, them have more things to keep it in line to. But money are the
Mm-hmm.
power them use for
Are
The
the
carrot?
major part,
Are
man.
the carrot that?
Yes.
Are the
I
carrot that?
carrot.
The
The
carrot.
stick there, you know. So
Because-
anytime you try to go around the carrot, them all use the stick.
Remember say, if that stop for the carrot, there's a whip.
Yeah, man. They stick that now.
There is a whip.
I stick that now, you know.
Okay, there's a
I
whip.
stick
If
that
you
now.
make him go where they want him to
And
go.
what
Yeah,
is
man.
money?
Right. And if
Yeah,
him
man.
decide
What
and,
is money?
Eh?
And what is money?
you gotta tell me.
Where's
Money
the
is-
what is money?
Yeah.
Well, just like Okavango said, money is a means of control what them use to get the desired outcome out of the people. So them use that as the carrot, them use that as the incentive, them use that as the reward to get what they want out of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but money is
anytime-
just numbers, brother.
that's it. It's just
Money is just numbers, you know.
It's debt. It's really debt. It's really debt.
In truth, yes.
Money is where them use
That is how it's
to put
created.
value.
It's created through debt. Are you printing?
Money is where they use to put value upon things.
Yeah,
Right.
but what we are say as well, a person will know say when them say them have money are really debt.
Mhm.
Yeah. What me I say,
really
money,
get.
they put value upon things. So remember, you know, see, because of money, no, you know just want clothes again, you know. You know, just want clothing on your body. You want the best clothes that
Louis
money
V.
can buy.
You
You
want
know what I
Louis
mean?
V, you know.
Yeah, no, so no clothes you have different level of clothing.
Balenciaga.
Because if you don't have money, you just wear clothes. You just wear clothes because you need to cover yourself or
Style.
you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
Or for protection.
Mhm.
But with money now, you want a certain type of clothes.
Style.
Or a certain brand of clothes. You know what I mean? Same thing with everything else. You know what I mean?
See.
Lifestyle change.
Lifestyle, yeah.
Rich lifestyle.
Yeah. But it's a dangerous,
Yeah, man,
dangerous
it's a
thing,
terrible thing,
Virgin.
man. It's
It
a
is.
terrible thing when tell the people, right? Because watch your fullness now, right? Me I watch a thing on YouTube with a lady. She live, more say she live like somewhere in the St. Andrew area. More say like in the 9 Mile area, I think she live, right? But she live in the hills, like literally in the hills. So she not have no land space, she say. Farming. You know what she do? Bucket and plant.
I think we see that. I think we see it.
She have everything up on the hill, brother.
Yo, I love that, you know.
She have everything on the hill, brother. Everything she have on the hill, brother. Everything. So we are say, we are look on it and I say, oh, we don't money, we can't do this, brother. But what about the man that were really a plant and have them food
Right,
themselves
right.
and can brother.
And listen,
Yeah.
they're not affected by any things that is happening in the world in that sense of changes as far as monetary system, trade, or whatever it might be, right? Because they're living off grid.
Yeah, man.
They're living naturally.
Yeah, man. My
Yeah.
lad, me I watch a thing on YouTube too with some people like them reap like what we call cocoa leaf, and one kind of plant like that. And a
Right.
cocoa still, but it will look like that going on the water and thing, right?
Mm.
But them now reap it for the food part of it, you know. Them a reap it for one fibrous element what in the stalk. And them use that to make one kind of paste like what to help make one kind of ink, right? To use printing. Brother, suppose you say, oh, some people are do some things, brother, where them are use the natural, and I say what happened with this system again too? This system make those things go extinct. It make them think they go extinct. Like in our time to come, you're not gonna see those things again.
By design.
By
That,
design.
that is
that
what-
I said last
That
week,
is
you know.
what we said earlier on. That
I said last week, you know. I said last week, you know. Because
But even in this reason, we said that. When we talk about the art and we talk about AI.
okay.
Yes.
But me
Yes.
talk what them say. Like them say like communism or socialism, it kills creativity. But me I say that's not true because that's what them push. It's not true. Capitalism kill creativity. Because if you now make money from certain, you now make the big bucks from it. Like it's
No. To the
no
wayside.
some skills there. You Your skills,
Yeah.
you have to put away your skills and go find
Yeah.
something else. You know what I mean? We're gonna make your money. So
Mm.
it kill creativity because most people like let's say doctors, right? Let's say doctors. Original doctor will take care of people, it wasn't because them are gonna make a money or them are go,
It was
just
a
because
desire to do
just a
something good.
desire. It's a
To do
desire
something
to
good, yeah,
heal
man.
people.
Mm-hmm.
But when them put money in a doctor now,
It
you
corrupt
have
it.
doctor now where all them do, I go to school if you go learn or if you put something on somebody bottom, when your bottom get bigger, or some, you know what I mean? Some
Them
foolishness we
breast.
take resources from the
Them
earth.
lip.
They take resources from the earth,
Why?
valuable resources, and I put for do foolishness. To
Mm.
make people bottom or people lip or people breast get bigger. You know what I mean? Them stupidness there. That when the money come in. But original doctors, them passion was to just save people. To save people life or heal people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But money make you move away from that.
Definitely.
It make money off people.
Mm.
So
Yeah, man.
So
So
that does not heal no
I
more.
think what we should always consider is, hey, listen, the riches that they talk about and this wealth that they talk about is part of the distraction, and it removes you from your humanity. You never
Yes,
live to
man.
your full potential. That is the blockage. What they promote is blockage. Blockage from understanding your environment, yourself, humanity, how to live with your brothers and sisters. That is
I'm
what the
going to show you how,
distraction
I'm gonna
is.
show you how real that statement is. Seeing, imagine now, seeing you have a moral standing, in life, right? And for the sake of a job or securing these things where you consider your bills, right? You will accept a directive from your quote unquote boss or superior or whatever to go against your moral standing, just for the purpose of securing
Mhm.
your paycheck, right? If we use a direct example, you might be in the military and the officers, the ones in charge, call a order. You are against what they are ordering, but just because this is your income, this is what maintain your bills and the things where you say make you comfortable, you will take a decision to go against your moral standing, just to secure that. That is the dangers of money.
We cite that, brother. What they are when I big C, we cite that, man. Remember, so we cite that in I big C, what they are, a few years
Mm.
ago,
With
when we
what?
in the pandemic.
With what?
When a lot of people, because their job were threatened,
Them go and take the
they eventually
vaccine.
have to take the joke.
Yes,
Yeah, even
true.
though it goes against
Their
everything what
moral,
them believe.
yes,
Mhm.
true, true.
Vaccinate or lose your job, it's one or the other. It's called survival.
Yeah,
Yes,
But
yeah,
sir.
when
yeah,
a
yeah.
man back is
Yeah,
against the
you don't
wall,
have a choice at that time, brother.
you don't
You
have
don't
a
have a
And
choice
choice.
at that time,
yeah,
because
all right, say you have the people them know, them they are listen to it and them are gonna say, so when I say people not have money, but yet still in a one house where a money buy it and not drive a car. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Talking about we where money buy it. So why you not give them up and go live up in the hills or whatever. But you have to realize that we were born in a system, we live in the system, and we have to survive in the system. You know what I mean? So even though our ideal, this is not ideal for us, we still have to survive in the system. Same way, we're not going to go dead because we are going to reach the goal there if we, you know what I mean, if we not survive. You know what I mean? So we have to survive
And
first and
yeah,
move
yeah,
towards that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And we have to try push for the system for change to for betterment
Mhm.
of everything upon the earth. And we have to push for that. You understand?
And I want to say, Okavango,
we're in a
even though
system, but we're
what
not
the
part of the
I
system.
represent is very true, right? What we working towards is awareness. We are here, right,
Yeah.
on this platform, telling people to be aware that within the system, you working like I working, everybody's working, you're making this so-called money. Don't lose your awareness to what your basic human functions are. And that is what we're talking about. How do we get together and make this thing better for everyone then? That's what we're really discussing here, right? Our humanity. So even though somebody might say, but you live in, yeah, we living in the system. We are living in the system, but within the system that we are living in, we advocating change. We
Yeah.
advocating change. And if it takes monetary gain to advocate that change, that is what we must do. We must advocate change to what is happening. The
Sorry.
separation, the injustice, the discrimination. These are the things that we must advocate change for. We have the platform, and that's what we're going to use it to do. We're not going to promote norms. We're not going to promote that if it is not in the interest of human development.
And even
And
even
that
though
is what we are talking about.
we're in the system, I not every money we want either.
No.
Like, yeah, I mean, we have things that is half limit on every money we want. But now I'm gonna say because there's money to be made, we are gonna do that to make money.
See.
Yeah. So we
Yeah, man.
so you have no
Real
in
meds,
item.
man.
Yeah.
But what we are saying in real life, really, some of the reasoning is that we are saying, we are talking about how the system does not promote satisfaction in any way, shape, or form, because there's always a desire for this more. So there is no, when you talk about even Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there is an ultimate self-actualization, but within the system there is no self-actualization because there's always something more that they're telling you, oh, you need to get this now, or you need to get that now, or you need to get the other now. So we are saying, as people, we have to start coming to our a realization of self, who we are as a person individually, as a community, as a nation, and the roles that we are here to play. And we have to be aware of that. And we have to realize that we have a responsibility to protect the earth, because the earth is here to provide and care for us. So if as under this system where there is no consideration for the earth, it's just what you can get in this immediate moment. So that's what we
Yeah.
are saying. We need to fix these things, and we need to be aware of these things. And we need to come out of this ideology of thinking that we cannot do it without money. We cannot do it without the wealth. You know, we start from the liquor. Realign. That is the word. Realign, to find that balance. Realign, because when we realign, then we can realize that, oh, there's other ways. There's alternatives to doing this. And when we can do that, then we will understand and know, so we can move
Yeah.
forward. Yes, right.
True. True.
The
Yeah,
crave
man.
for money and the want for money won't bring you no happiness because it's when always when I need more. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes,
But
sir.
you have to find it somewhere
Yeah,
else, you
man.
know.
Yes,
That
sir.
them call the rat
Yeah,
race, you
man.
know?
Oh,
Oh,
what
this
that
Right.
the
rat
rat
race.
race.
Uh-huh.
That's a my
Yeah,
own
but the
Yes,
bridge,
I.
the bridge where you talk about Okavango DNG,
Mhm.
him name the Ganja Tours, man. Him have him own YouTube channel and things same way.
The ganja tours.
The Ganja Tours, so him name on him YouTube, the Ganja Tours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I just pull it up on the interview and see it. Yeah, man. I him same one, you know.
Okay. Me just see him pan that thing there.
But it said it's from DNG to the Ganja.
Oh, me see the name, but because me not know about the him next channel. Me not really
Yeah,
look
man.
up.
I think I Portland him there. In Portland or St. Thomas him there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
said
got,
Portland
we
don't
him
got,
become
same
a
way.
victim of the system, you know?
Yes, sir. Rise up and uplift
yes.
yourself, you know. None but
Okay.
ourselves can free our minds, you know.
Upfulness. Yeah.
Give thanks and praise. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
I'm gonna
You know, do
put
keep.
up one thumbnail so we are gonna talk about you know what I mean the crisis we are going in the world.
Mm.
Make it and see him still.
You know, crisis in our world. Our big
Yeah,
Yeah.
crisis
that
this in
crisis
the
in the
world.
world, man.
It's a big
Yes,
crisis
I.
this in
I
the
said,
world.
Give thanks for life.
Give thanks for
Yeah,
life,
man.
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Hopeful. Give thanks. So
Yeah,
the
God.
most high.
Wrap it
Yeah,
up.
the reason was very interactive, so big up the
Yes,
viewers.
I.
Yeah, man.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Share the channel.
And
Yes, sir.
join the chat class, man. Jump in at the chat class and come have a reasoning.
Yeah, man. And we are invite some of the empress them for coming into, man. Because sometimes we want that female energy as well.
Yeah.
Really can verbalize their views on some of the things that we talk.
Yeah, if you don't want to show your face
I
on
would say
camera, we have
balance,
the
you know.
technology. We have the technology so that your face does not appear on camera. It's just a voice, audio.
Show them, because maybe they don't believe it. Show them, Yaga. Show them, Yaga. Cut the
Yo,
video. Cut the video and show
You
them.
can't find
it.
See that, man.
Yeah, go and talk now, Kabango.
Yeah, man. So we're
Yeah,
there
man.
same way.
See it. Yes, I give
Invite.
thanks.
No, see
you
me?
know, yeah, me a sight the eye.
no, we don't see it. Fully black. Fully black out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Give thanks, you know. Do remember, like, share, and subscribe. Another episode of Perfect Balance Chat class. And we there go and do the right, you know. Big up
Yo, you know, say,
Azul. Big up Charlene Campbell.
you
Big
know,
up
say
African
wrong device,
Goddess.
me I look on, brother.
Yeah, man. Big up all of the ones them who
I hope you saw if you look.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man.
Alright, man.
Alright. Yeah, man. I lift up, you know.
Yeah, same way.
Lift up too.